What's up? Welcome to my channel. This week we're going to talk about trying on your brand new name. If you've been following along on this playlist, or if you've already found the name of your dreams, this video is for you. By now you have some idea of what you might like to be called, and I say some idea because of my own experience. I got to a point in my process where I had a handful of names that I liked, but none of them was I sure about. I needed to know whether a name was going to work in practice, not just in theory. There were names I liked, but that I didn't necessarily think would fit, and I needed to find out for sure. So here's 3 tips for trying on your brand new name. Tip number 1. Go to Starbucks or any other coffee shop or location where they take your name, write it down, and call it out. I think Starbucks, who kind of popularized this concept, really created this interesting petri dish for trans and non-binary people. Before you commit, before you ask anyone in your life to call you a different name, before you go through a name change, before you do anything else, it's not illegal or immoral or wrong for you to go to Starbucks and tell the person behind the counter a name that you're just trying on or thinking about. When they ask you your order, you tell them this idea, this name that you're still trying on, and when they call it out from the other counter when your coffee's ready, you ask yourself, how did that land? How did it sit? Does it feel like they're talking about me? And sometimes it won't the first time. So if you're not sure, but you still really feel connected to a name, do it again. Do it with a different name. Do it with a different name every day of the week or every time you go to Starbucks, because it's a really beautiful opportunity to hear a name repeated to you. And those are the moments where we get to ask ourselves, now how did that feel? Did that feel like it was about me? Tip number 2. If you find a name you like, ask someone you trust to do a test period with you. For me, that was my spouse. I asked my partner, hey, I'm thinking of this name and I'm just not sure yet. Do you think that you could call me Atlas? And I can decide if that's going to be the right fit. I was really nervous to ask this of my partner, and not because I didn't think she'd be supportive. She was, and I knew she would be. But picking a new name, and especially trying on a new name, asking people to call me a new name, was very nerve-wracking. So this was a big step. You want to choose someone who you really trust, someone who you know is going to support you, even if you ask them to try a different name every 2 weeks for the next 6 months, that they just want to do right by you. Then you see how it feels. If you need longer, or if you need to switch around, all of that is okay. And you just decide, does this fit? Does it feel right? My 3rd tip is that transitioning to the use of a new name can be a slow process or a fast process. It can be a very thorough and detailed process, or it can be a really specific process. It can feel really personal, or it can feel really public, and all of those things are okay if those things are true for you. You have every right to take as long as you want or as you need, to talk to everyone about it or no one about it, and everything in between. Above all, I want you to understand that you get to talk about it only with the people who you want to talk about it with. You're not obligated to take it beyond that, to go faster, to announce it, to do all of this. It's allowed to be personal, and it's allowed to be private, and it's allowed to be complicated, and it's allowed to be slow. So whatever feels right for you, that's what you should be doing. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys later. Bye-bye.